Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper is one of the most famous works of art in the world. It depicts the final meal shared by Jesus and his disciples before his crucifixion. This scene is filled with drama and emotion. It is a powerful reminder of Jesus' sacrifice and the importance of faith. The painting is a fresco. It was painted on a wall in the refectory of the Santa Maria delle Grazie in Milan, Italy. Leonardo began working on the painting in 1495. He completed it in 1498. The painting was an instant sensation. It has been praised by art critics and historians for centuries. The Last Supper is a masterpiece of composition and technique. Leonardo used linear perspective to create a sense of depth and realism. He also used light and shadow to create a dramatic and moving scene. The painting is full of symbolism. Each detail, from the arrangement of the figures to the food on the table, has a special meaning. The Last Supper is more than just a beautiful painting. It is a powerful and moving work of art. It speaks to the human condition and the power of faith. It continues to inspire and move people from all over the world. Leonardo da Vinci arrived in Milan in 1482. He was seeking patronage from the powerful Duke of Milan, Ludovico Sforza. Ludovico was known as Il Moro because of his dark complexion. He was a ruthless and ambitious ruler. He was also a great patron of the arts. Ludovico was impressed by Leonardo's talent. He commissioned him to paint a portrait of his mistress, Cecilia Gallerani. This painting is now known as Lady with an Ermine. Ludovico also commissioned Leonardo to create a monumental equestrian statue of his father, Francesco Sforza. Sadly, this project was never completed. Leonardo was eager to please his patron. He presented himself to Ludovico as a military engineer and inventor. However, Leonardo was also a brilliant artist. He was constantly searching for new challenges. When Ludovico asked him to paint The Last Supper, Leonardo saw an opportunity to create a masterpiece. The Last Supper was not the first time that this biblical scene had been depicted in art. However, Leonardo wanted to create something new and different. He wanted to capture the drama and emotion of the moment when Jesus announced that one of his disciples would betray him. Leonardo da Vinci was a master of fresco painting. Fresco was the most common technique for painting murals in Renaissance Italy. It involved applying pigments to wet plaster. The plaster would then dry and the pigments would become a permanent part of the wall. Traditional fresco painting was a challenging technique. It required the artist to work quickly and decisively. The plaster would begin to dry within minutes of being applied to the wall. Artists often had to work in sections. They would only apply as much plaster as they could paint in a single day. These sections were called giornata, the Italian word for a day's work. Leonardo was not satisfied with the limitations of traditional fresco painting. He wanted to create a more lifelike and realistic effect. He experimented with a new technique. He applied a thin layer of dry plaster to the wall. He then applied his pigments in a series of thin glazes. This new technique gave Leonardo more time to work. It allowed him to create subtle gradations of tone and color. Unfortunately, it also made the painting more fragile. The Last Supper began to deteriorate shortly after it was completed. Over the centuries, the painting has been restored many times. However, it remains a fragile and vulnerable masterpiece. The Last Supper depicts the moment when Jesus announces that one of his disciples will betray him. Leonardo captures the disciples' shock and dismay. Each disciple reacts in a different way. Some are angry, some are in disbelief, others are simply stunned. Leonardo uses body language to convey the disciples' emotions. He carefully positions their hands and bodies. This creates a sense of movement and drama. The disciples are arranged in 4 groups of 3. This emphasizes the dramatic impact of Jesus' words. Jesus sits in the center of the composition. He is a calm and serene presence amid the turmoil. His body forms a stable triangle. His hands are outstretched in a gesture of acceptance or resignation. He knows that his fate is sealed. The disciple to Jesus' right is Judas Iscariot. He is the one who will betray Jesus. Judas is the only disciple who is not leaning away from Jesus. He is clutching a bag of silver. These are the 30 pieces of silver that he was paid to betray Jesus. His face is in shadow, which further emphasizes his guilt and treachery. Section 5. The Moment of Truth. Leonardo da Vinci was fascinated by the way that humans express their emotions. He believed that the human face was, well, a mirror of the soul. In The Last Supper, Leonardo uses facial expressions to convey the disciples' inner turmoil. Leonardo carefully studied the anatomy of the human face. He understood how the muscles and bones work together to create different expressions. He also understood the power of subtle details. A slight raise of an eyebrow or a twitch of the mouth could convey a world of emotion. Leonardo's interest in physiognomy, the study of facial features, is evident in The Last Supper. He gives each disciple a distinctive appearance that reflects their personality. For example, Peter, the oldest and most impetuous of the disciples, has a furrowed brow and a determined expression. John, the youngest and most beloved disciple, has a soft and gentle face. The moment of truth when Jesus announces his betrayal is captured in a single instant. However, Leonardo stretches the narrative out across the entire table. He gives us a glimpse into the hearts and minds of each of the disciples. He shows us how they react to this devastating news. Section 6. A vulnerable masterpiece. Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper is a powerful and moving work of art. It is also a very fragile one. The painting has been damaged many times over the centuries. It has suffered from neglect, vandalism, and even war. The fact that it survives at all is a miracle. Leonardo chose to experiment with a new technique for painting The Last Supper. Sadly, this technique was not as durable as traditional fresco painting. The paint began to flake off the walls soon after the painting was completed. By the early 16th century, the painting was already showing signs of deterioration. The painting's location has also contributed to its deterioration. The Santa Maria del Grazie is located in a low-lying area of Milan. It is prone to flooding. In 1500, just 2 decades after the painting was completed, the refectory was flooded. The floodwaters damaged the lower part of the painting, including Jesus' feet. In the centuries that followed, the painting was subjected to a variety of indignities. In the 17th century, a door was cut into the wall beneath the painting. This resulted in the loss of Jesus' feet. In 1796, Napoleon's troops used the refectory as a stable. They threw bricks and stones at the painting. Section 7. The enduring power of The Last Supper. Despite its troubled history, Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper remains one of the most famous and beloved works of art in the world. It has been praised by art critics and historians for centuries. It continues to inspire and move people from all walks of life. The painting's enduring power lies in its ability to connect with viewers on a deep emotional level. Leonardo captures the drama and emotion of The Last Supper with astonishing power. He draws us into the scene. He makes us feel as if we are present at this momentous event. The Last Supper is a complex and multi-layered work of art. It can be interpreted on many different levels. For some, it is a religious painting. It reminds us of Jesus' sacrifice and the importance of faith. For others, it is a philosophical painting. It explores themes of betrayal, loyalty, and the human condition. And no matter how you interpret it, The Last Supper is a masterpiece of Western art. It is a testament to Leonardo's genius. It is a gift to the world. Section 8. Copies and interpretations. The fame of Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper spread quickly throughout Europe. Artists from all over the continent flocked to Milan to see the painting. They created countless copies and variations of it. These copies helped to ensure that Leonardo's masterpiece would continue to be seen and appreciated by future generations. One of the most famous copies of The Last Supper was painted by Leonardo's own pupil, Giampietrino. This copy is now in the Royal Academy of Arts in London. It is a faithful reproduction of Leonardo's original composition. It gives us a good idea of what the painting looked like before it was damaged. Another notable copy of The Last Supper is a tapestry that was woven in Brussels in the early 16th century. This tapestry is now in the Vatican museums. It is a luxurious and impressive object. It testifies to the enduring popularity of Leonardo's masterpiece. The Last Supper has also inspired countless artists over the centuries. It has been reinterpreted in paintings, sculptures, prints, and even films. These reinterpretations demonstrate the enduring power of Leonardo's masterpiece. They show how it continues to resonate with artists today. Section 9. A Legacy for the Ages. Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper is a timeless masterpiece. It is a painting that continues to fascinate, inspire, and challenge viewers centuries after it was created. Its legacy is immense. It has shaped the course of Western art. It is one of the most recognizable and beloved works of art ever created. The Last Supper is a complex and multi-layered work of art. It can be appreciated on many different levels. It is a technical tour de force. Leonardo uses perspective, light, and shadow to create a remarkably realistic and lifelike scene. He uses body language and facial expressions to convey the emotions of the figures with astonishing subtlety and power. The painting's enduring appeal lies in its ability to connect with viewers on a deep emotional level. Leonardo's understanding of human nature is evident in every brushstroke. He captures the drama and emotion of The Last Supper with a power. It continues to resonate with viewers centuries later. Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper is more than just a painting. It is an icon of Western civilization. It is a timeless masterpiece that continues to inspire and awe viewers from all over the world.